US President Donald Trump and his wife Melania have touched down in the UK for their second state visit to the country, with King Charles set to host the pair at Windsor Castle later today. Let's go straight to our Europe Bureau Chief, Mazoe Ford, who is in Windsor. Mazoe, hi there. Now, firstly, what's on the program for the US President today?
Good evening to you. As I cross live to you, President Trump is in the air and about to land in the grounds of Windsor Castle in the walled garden. We've just seen a few helicopters fly overhead just in the last couple of minutes, bringing President Trump and the First Lady as well as other US dignitaries. There's another one just coming overhead right now. They will land and be met first by the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine, and then be formally welcomed by King Charles and Queen Camilla at Victoria House. We just saw some live pictures a very short time ago of the King and Queen arriving there, ready to give that official welcome. And then there is a whole choreography throughout this day of very carefully planned royal events, from guards of honour to royal salutes. There'll be a royal salute here at Windsor as well as another one in London at the same time at the Tower of London. Then there'll be a carriage procession through the grounds of Windsor Castle and up to through the grounds of Windsor Estate, I should say, and up towards Windsor Castle. The King and the President will travel together in the first carriage. The First Lady and the Queen will travel together after that, as well as the other US dignitaries in carriages behind them, all coming together for a series of events at Windsor Castle today. The main one, though, being the state banquet tonight. And during that, we will hear both King Charles and Donald Trump speak. We know that the King's speech is very much choreographed, planned, scripted, a 7-minute piece that he's going to deliver to Donald Trump and those gathered for this important state banquet, and all of it aimed at reminding Donald Trump of this special relationship between the UK and the US, that their relationship as allies, as strategic allies, goes back many, many years. And in these tough times, these hard times globally, that soft power is what the UK is really trying to project with this visit. So all of this pageantry, all of this majesty throughout the day is aimed at giving Donald Trump that feeling that this is a relationship worth holding on to. Will it work? We'll have to see. Will Donald Trump be persuaded by all of this? That will be determined as they go through all of the various challenges in the days, weeks, months and years to come.
Yes, and that Marine One chopper there, we can see live pictures, is just about to touch down, as you mentioned there, in the grounds of Windsor Castle. Mazoe, though, what will be on the agenda as far as talks go between President Trump and the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer?
Yes, it's not all royal pageantry. There will be business to do, and that comes tomorrow local time, Thursday, at the Prime Minister's country estate, Chequers, where he will meet, Donald Trump will meet with the UK's Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. There'll be trade and tariffs to be discussed, including a landmark deal on tech and AI worth billions of dollars. They'll also be discussing important global issues such as the war in Gaza, and both the UK and US have very different positions, for example, on the recognition of a Palestinian state. They'll also be discussing how to deal with Vladimir Putin moving forward, because the UK and the US have been very instrumental in help and talks for Ukraine, but their positions are slightly different. And then what will be interesting to see, and perhaps this will come out at the press conference at Chequers on Thursday afternoon, is whether the issue of Jeffrey Epstein comes up, because the UK's ambassador was sacked just in the past week from his post for his links to Jeffrey Epstein. We know Donald Trump has his own links to Jeffrey Epstein. Prince Andrew, I should say, is more or less been airbrushed out of this visit because of his links to Jeffrey Epstein. So it is a bit of an elephant in the room, but you can bet that the world's journalists who are invited to Chequers will be bringing that one up.
Yes, Mazoe, on that note, what have you been seeing on the streets? Because we have seen a lot of anti-Trump protests going on so far, and going so far as to even project images of Trump and Epstein on Windsor Castle itself.
Yes, that was last night as Donald Trump and Melania Trump were arriving here in the UK at Stansted Airport. Those images were projected onto Windsor Castle here behind me. 4 people have now been arrested for their alleged involvement in that. And we've met during our short time down here at Windsor a number of people who very much oppose Donald Trump's visit here. They do not believe the UK and the US should be having this close special relationship. They believe that the UK is doing the wrong thing morally by getting closer to Donald Trump. So as well as people who come here to Windsor to protest about that, and there's not all that many to be fair, but there are people with signs and flags, and there are also those in support of Donald Trump. We've seen some with Make America Great Again hats. But in London, that is where the biggest protest is going to be. The Stop Trump Coalition has arranged a large march today, which it claims is going to attract thousands of people through the streets of central London up to Westminster, because they say that Donald Trump should not be receiving the red carpet welcome that he is. They say that the values of the UK and the US do not align, and we should not be encouraging this relationship. So a very strong security presence in central London for that. Also a very strong security presence here. We've seen police around the Windsor area. We've even seen police horses, police dogs, police boats on the River Thames, and we know that there are snipers and drones and drone jamming devices in the area as well. So the UK taking no chances with the security of Donald Trump, especially after the recent murder of the right-wing commentator in the United States, as well as the assassination last year, attempted assassination last year of Donald Trump. So very tight security here as this royal state visit gets underway. But all of our viewing and all of the people here will be looking at it from the outside of the palace walls. Everything will be conducted inside, away from the public, and just to keep Mr. Trump and Mrs. Trump that bit safer.
Okay, Mazoe Ford there in Windsor, thank you so much. And as we are seeing there, Marine One has officially touched down there on the grounds of Windsor Castle. We are expecting the President Donald Trump to step out quite shortly. And as Mazoe mentioned earlier there will be quite a few formal events, beginning with the carriage procession. And as you can see there is Prince William and Princess Catherine. They are there to greet the President Trump, which is what they're doing right now.